Krishna Pujara. She is a phenomenal social worker, and she's been spending time in India in recent days. And unfortunately, she had a bit of a fall, which caused her to remain in Mumbai. It was quite serious. But anyhow, she's much better now. She's joined us. She's just returned from Mumbai this afternoon. And Krishna Ben, thank you very much for coming in. If you'd like to switch on your microphone, please, and introduce yourself to the rest. Krishna Ben. Unmute yourself, Krishna Ben. Krishna Ben.
Welcome, Mr. Ranger. Lord Ranger.
Praveen bhai.
Yes, are you there?
Yes.
Just to introduce myself to the others, and good evening, Mr. Dr. Lal, my good friend, and Praveenji and all the rest here. Very happy to join just now, and to see, I think one or two of you I've seen before on one of these interactions, but it's good. I'm based in Patna. I used to work for Tata Steel and various other firms. Now retired, but based in Patna. But I travel around and do all kinds of things. I think Bhuvan would know that better. My basic interest is the fact that I come from a family of freedom fighters who fought with Subhash Bose, my grandfather and my grandmother, and my mother, who was a part of the Rani Jhansi regiment. Oh, she's sitting here, but she can't hear too well. So I'll have to keep telling her.
It's lovely to have you here, Sanjayji. It's really good. We have met before, and thank you very much for joining in. We will be doing a formal introduction to all the speakers today. So, namaskar and good evening to everybody for joining in.
Namaskar.
It's lovely to have you here. Sorry, I could not get unmuted earlier, but I'm now in action. It's lovely to have everybody here. So, on behalf of Bharat Ekta and Sardar Patel Memorial Society, UK, we welcome you to this lovely celebration in advance of tomorrow. And I request, I am really pleased to say that we have got Meena Ji Trivedi, who would start off with a couple of songs while we all get a bit more relaxed. So, please, Meena Ben Meena Ji is very well known within the community here in UK. She continues to entertain people, and she's very versatile singer. So, ladies and gentlemen, and my lord, please welcome Meena Ben Trivedi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Krishna Ben, for that wonderful introduction. Thank you. I'll be starting with Saraswati Vandana, if that's okay, and then I will sing a couple of songs.
Meena Ben, just one kind request to everybody. Can you please mute yourself so we do not get interruptions? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to start with the Saraswati Vandana. या कुंदेन्दु तुषार हार धावला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता या वीणा वरदंड
Organization in London.
या श्वेत मासरा या ब्रह्मच्युत शंकर प्रभुतिभे देवै सदा वंदिता सामां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेष जाड्या पहा ओ Now I'll be singing another beautiful song with a beautiful meaning. Madhuban Khushbu deta hai. Thank you for clapping. Sagar Sawan deta hai. मधुबन खुशबू देता है, सागर सावन देता है, जीना उसका जीना है, जो औरों को जीवन देता है, मधुबन खुशबू देता है। सूरज ना बन पाए तो बन के दीपक जगा चले, सूरज ना बन पाए तो बन के दीपक जगा चले, फूल मिले अंगारे सच की राहों पे चलता चल, सच की राहों पे चलता चल, प्यार दिलों को देता है, अश्कों को दामन देता है, जीना उसका जीना है, जो औरों को जीवन देता है, मधुबन खुशबू देता है, सागर सावन देता है, मधुबन खुशबू देता है। दिल है जो औरों को अपनी धड़कन देता है, जीना उसका जीना है, है मधुबन खुशबू देता है सावन सावन देता है मधुबन खुशबू देता है.
Wow.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much, Meenakshi. It's amazing. It's always a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank
And
you.
hopefully we may be able to hear some more from you a bit later on. So we'll go on to the official part of the celebration today. So a big thanks to Meenakshi Trivedi. I am here and representing Sardar Patel Memorial Society. I mean, obviously, our Lord Ramiji is the chairman of Sardar Patel Memorial Society, and he will be joining us. I think he's having some technical difficulties. Sardar Patel Memorial Society has been.
I'm already here, Krishna.
Oh, yeah, yeah, brilliant. You are the unknown man. I was wondering, where's Lord Ramiji? Lovely, lovely. So on that note, I mean, our Lord doesn't really need an introduction. I'm aware that he has got limited time. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lord Rami Renja. Ramiji, all yours.
Thank you,
Welcome,
thank
sir.
you,
Welcome.
Krishna Bhan and Praveen Bhai for putting together such tribute to our great Prime Minister and starting with such melodious song by Meena. Amazing, amazing atmosphere. And Bhuvan Lal is here. So many famous people are gathered together from across the world just to pay, show their gratitude to a great man who's leading not only India, but I should say Bharat, but also the world. He has made a special place for himself. आज दुनिया में अगर कोई लीडर है जिसकी पॉपुलैरिटी है दुनिया में जिसको सारी दुनिया वाले सलूट करते हैं वो हैं हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी जिन्होंने एक अपना खुद का एक यूनिक प्लेस पोजीशन क्रिएट की है आज उनको पुतिन भी रिस्पेक्ट करता है और बाइडेन भी रिस्पेक्ट करता है देखो ऐसे कभी हो सका कभी या वो कहते हैं either you with me or you against me मोदी जी ने बोला मैं तुम दोनों के साथ हूँ लेकिन उससे ज्यादा मैं अपनी कंट्री के साथ हूँ तो इंडिया का इंटरेस्ट उन्होंने सबसे ऊपर रखा है तो आज वी आर वेरी वेरी फॉर्चुनेट कि हमारे को ऐसा प्राइम मिनिस्टर मिला है जिसने हमारी कहते हैं ना prestige, honor, respect, economy, defense, growth, industrial, you name it, and चांद पे भी हम पहुंच गए हैं. Under this great leader, visionary leader, he has put the interest of India above else. तो मैं उनके बारे में क्या बोलूं मैं तो उनका बहुत बड़ा एक फैन हूं जैसे आप सब हैं एंड क्या कुछ नहीं किया आज हम इस गर्व से दुनिया में घूम रहे हैं कि हमारी जो कंट्री है जिसके कहते हैं घर में रिस्पेक्ट नहीं होता उसको बाहर भी रिस्पेक्ट नहीं मिलता आज हमारे हिंदुस्तान में हमें इतना प्रोग्रेस हो रही है कि सारी दुनिया की बड़ी बड़ी फर्म इंडस्ट्रीज क्यूइंग टू इन्वेस्ट इन इंडिया कहाँ टेस्ला कहाँ मर्सिडीज कहाँ BMW कहाँ जैगुआर लैंड रोवर दे आर ऑल मेकिंग देयर प्लेस इन इंडिया iPhone Samsung all the big smartphone manufacturers are there. We are the IT. Okay, the IT में I stand for India. Without India, there will be no IT industry. हमने सारी दुनिया में IT industry के दिए हैं. तो मोदी जी what मोदी जी is doing? मोदी जी हमारी जो प्राचीन सभ्यता है, प्राचीन कल्चर है, हमारी जो प्राचीन वैल्यूज है, हेरिटेज है, हिस्ट्री है, उसको रिवाइव कर रहे हैं और उसी मुकाम पे लेके जाएंगे जहां पहले था और बिफोर वी वर अटैक्ड एंड वी वर बिकॉज़ वी वर नॉट यूनाइटेड एंड एक करके उन्होंने हमें गुलाम बनाया हम अभी कहते हैं दोज हु डोंट लर्न फ्रॉम हिस्ट्री हैज अ हैबिट ऑफ रिपीटिंग इटसेल्फ until you do so we must remain united we are all Indian first then we can follow any religion for our peace of mind so Bhavan Lal ji has done a lot of research a lot of work on these illustrious son of India who shaped our destiny, who gave us the freedom, व्हाट कैन वी डू। ये जो लोग थे हमारे से पहले, जो कोई जेलों में गए, फांसी पे चढ़े, सत्याग्रह किया, भूख हड़ताल की, एजिटेशन किया, और हमारे लिए आज हम उसका फल रीप कर रहे हैं। और एज ए फ्री इंडिया वी आर कंट्रीब्यूटिंग लॉट मोर टू द वर्ल्ड। आज जितने डॉक्टर्स हैं, इंजीनियर्स हैं, साइंटिस्ट हैं, टीचर हैं, आईटी एक्सपर्ट हैं, बिजनेसमैन हैं, यहाँ तक कि पॉलिटिशियन भी हम एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। अब तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर भी हमने दे दिया यूके। Yes, so very soon you may have another president of America of Indian origin. So भारत माँ के जो बच्चे हैं, इनकी सभ्यता बहुत प्राचीन है, बहुत पुरानी है, संस्कार इनके बड़े महान हैं, वैल्यू इनकी बड़ी डीप है कि हम तो ऋषि मुनियों की देश से आए हैं, जहाँ बड़े बड़े, देखो कैन यू इमेजिन कितने धर्म हिंदुस्तान से शुरू हुए। कोई ऐसी कंट्री नहीं जिसमें इतने धर्म शुरू हुए। बुद्धिज्म, हिंदुइज्म तो पहले ही था सबसे, फिर बुद्धिज्म आया, उसके बाद जैनिज्म आया, सिखिज्म आया। एंड ये एक कंट्री ऐसी है जिसमें सारे धर्म बराबर रहते हैं, इक्वालिटी से रहते हैं। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन भी हमें इक्वालिटी देता है। तो वी आर वेरी प्राउड। मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी जी को सेहत दें, लंबी उम्र दें, इतनी वो कमिटमेंट, इतनी वो डेडिकेशन, पैशन से वो हमें सर्व कर रहे हैं। मैं डोंट थिंक देयर विल बी एनीबॉडी लाइक हिम एवर अगेन। तो उनकी विक्ट्री के लिए, उनकी सक्सेस के लिए हम सब जुड़ के काम करेंगे और उनको फिर 2024 में वापस लेके आएंगे। उसके बाद तो भारत का जो होगा, शायद हम नंबर 3 इकोनॉमी भी हो जाए, और कहाँ कहाँ हम जाके दुनिया को योगदान देंगे। और एक वी आर ए पॉजिटिव फोर्स। जहाँ भी हम जाते हैं वहाँ कुछ ना कुछ फायदा करते हैं। देखो, मैं एक दिन किसी से बात कर रहा था, कहता जब आप आए थे यहाँ खाली हाथ आए थे। मैं क्या, ये गलत है। हम खाली हाथ नहीं आए थे, हम अपने कल्चर लेके आए थे, हम अपनी सभ्यता लेके आए थे और अपनी वैल्यू लेके आए थे। हमने आके इस देश, जिस देश में गए उस देश को हमने एनरिच किया है। तो ये मत कहना हम पैसे नहीं लेके आए थे। पैसे से ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण चीज लेके आए थे, जिसके साथ हमने मानवता को फायदा उठा दिया है। और देश, जिस देश में रहे उस देश को भी हमने कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंचाता है, कल्चरली, इकोनॉमिकली, यू नेम इट। हमने यहाँ कितना कुछ लेके आए हैं। हमारा कुजीन है, हमारी ड्रेसेस है, ब्यूटीफुल लेडीज हमारी कैसे ड्रेस करती है, ज्वेलरी करते हैं जी। हमारा कल्चर है। हमारे मंदिर देखो अभी कैसे कैसे अच्छे मंदिर बन रहे हैं। मैं तो बहुत खुश हो रहा हूँ कि हम जहाँ भी जाते हैं हम अच्छी कंट्रीब्यूट करते हैं, और वी आर नोन एज ए पॉजिटिव फोर्स। सो प्लीज, जो मोदी जी कर रहे हैं, ये सरदार पटेल का ड्रीम था, जो आइडियल था, टू कीप इंडिया यूनाइटेड, कीप इंडिया स्ट्रॉन्ग, सबका विकास, सबका साथ, सबका विकास, मेक इन इंडिया। और मेक इन इंडिया के जो बच्चे हैं, मैं भी मेक इन इंडिया ही हूँ। प्रवीण भाई पता नहीं कहाँ के मेक इन है, लेकिन मैं तो इंडिया का हूँ। मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ कि हम भी यहाँ इंडिया के मेक इन इंडिया के ही योगदान दे रहे हैं। तो जो जो इंडिया से बन के आए हैं वो अपना काम कर रहे हैं, करते रहेंगे। इसी नोट पे मैं आप सबको बधाई देता हूँ कि आप एक बड़े, एक अच्छे कंट्री को बिलोंग करते हो, सभ्यता को बिलोंग करते हो। यू बिलोंग टू सच ए amazing civilization which has never hurt anybody, which has never ever been a destructive force, only a constructive force. मैं 2-4 दिन पहले एक जूश फ्रेंड से बात कर रहा था, कहता हम 2000 साल से इंडिया में रहते हैं, हमें कभी इस कंट्री में प्रोसिक्यूशन नहीं हुई। हमने कभी, किसी ने हमें यहाँ तंग नहीं किया। हर धर्म, हर कल्चर, हर रिलीजन ये आपको इंडिया में मिलेगा। इज ए क्रेडल ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन। मे इट कंटिन्यू टू एड वैल्यू टू ह्यूमैनिटी। जय हिंद।
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, Ramiji. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. And it's very, very informative. And I'm sure you touched a lot of nerves, because obviously everybody believes in what you said. And we all together unite together and how we take this forward into the 2024. So thank you once again for joining us. And now I hand over to Praveen Bhai Patel for the next speaker. Praveen Bhai, all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Krishnaben. Welcome to you all. Bharat Ekta is a very personal objective of mine since I've been involved with Sardar Patel Memorial Society. More importantly, today we are here to celebrate Modiji's birthday, which is of course tomorrow. But for me, Modiji is everything what India is today. Without Modiji, we could not be where we are. And if I remember, way back in 2001 or 2002, before he became the chief minister of Gujarat, I had heard him on one of his campaigns. And my God, he was so full of energy. That day, I had predicted that this man is going to be the Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister of Bharat. I'm really, really excited that Modiji became the Prime Minister of India, and he has changed the face of India in totality. Today, India is where it is because of his way of managing his party, his way of managing various situations. And what I would like to say over here is that, without him, we Indians are nothing. Today, we are, wherever we go, we can go there with our chest, with a 56-inch chest. Whether we have it or not is not important. But people talk very highly of India. They speak very highly of Modiji. And all the propaganda that you hear about him is absolutely rubbish, or absolute rubbish. So rather than me speaking about Modiji, may I invite our next speaker, Dr. Ankit Shah. He is a professor at Gandhinagar University and assistant professor at IIR as well. And he is extensively known for his work in security and geopolitics. I believe, Dr. Ankit, you have also authored books on geopolitics, and it would be interesting to hear you talk about Narendra Modi and geopolitics today.
Sure.
Thank you very much, all.
So thank you for the kind words. To begin with, I mean, whatever that you hear today would be something, very different from the common things that you hear about the Prime Minister. So if you begin this journey of geopolitics, the way the Prime Minister has been planning ahead for the country, right from the time when he was the chief minister. So I believe there were some specific geopolitical events as the major turning points in this world, frankly speaking. The first event being the rejection of visa for the chief minister. So that was the day when he vowed that the entire West will line up for visas. So that was the oath that he had taken that point in time. And you should be surprised that subsequent to that, his visit began as a chief minister to Japan, and meeting Shinzo Abe as the chief minister, the person who has been, according to my understanding, the pioneer of this entire de-dollarization theme and the pioneer of the concept of Indo-Pacific. So it began from there, and the planning of the gift city as the chief minister, as the alternative financial hub for a world which is completely de-dollarized, the gift city. So that's where the planning began. And I do understand that it was after the 2008 crisis where there was an endless printing of the US dollars, which caused massive inflation across the world. That was the first point in time that the Middle East realized that not many of its governments started falling in what we call as the Arab Spring, nothing but sponsoring the lifestyle of the United States and the rest of the West because of the exploitation of the reserve currency status that it enjoyed. That was the first point in time the Gulf realized that they have wasted about 50% of its crude oil wealth in radicalizing the Indian subcontinent and the Middle East just to keep the US dollar going. So, and exactly that was the sweet spot in 2014 that we got the Prime Minister as a Prime Minister for our country. So they now see Bharat as their central pivot to de-dollarize, de-radicalize, demissionarize, decolonize the rest of the world. So that is where the journey began. The first visit of the UAE Prince came to Delhi, 3 days. I believe they landed up with Yoga, Ayurveda and Mandirs to de-radicalize the entire Middle East with the help of Bharat. So that was the point in time this entire momentum began, where the Middle East said that now no more we are going to run the fiat dollar at the dollarized world anymore. So that is where the planning began. And I do understand that now the entire global South is running on this theme of de-dollarization equal to de-radicalization, equal to decolonization, equal to demissionarization, and equal to decommunism. So on this common theme, the entire global South is now aligned, and Delhi is the leader of the global South. So my understanding is that the deadline was December 2022 for Bharat as the United Nations Security Council permanent seat. And that did not happen, which is exactly why we got the African continent representation in BRICS Plus as well as G20. तो जब भी दुनिया में नया बॉस आता है तो structural changes होते हैं, which is exactly why G20 became G21. Now that the countries of the world have decided to de-dollarize, which is exactly why now Xi Jinping is also aligned on that thought process. So the entire exports to the West he is cutting, and he's running down his manufacturing capacities because in a multi-currency world, there is no place for over capacities with the kind of the barter that you want as a best bargain for trade. So China has also begun cutting down all the extra manufacturing capacities that it had. So it is passing on some manufacturing to Bharat, some manufacturing to Russia. Similarly, United States is passing on some manufacturing from Chinese to the Mexicans and the Canadians. Because after the financial reset, which I see after the UK elections of 2025, that I've already predicted 3 INR for $1 by 2029. I see a massive financial reset after the UK elections of 2025. Which means that a lot of the visa regime is going to flip. A lot of exports and the IT sector will take a massive hit. And all those sectors which were artificially destroyed to keep the dollar going, which is manufacturing, farming, food processing, logistics, precious metals, all defense and space, all these sectors are going to boom like crazy. So this entire process of dollarization of the world, which has started reversing now, what that goes to show as that the Indian rupee has some kind of reserve currency features, some of it, but it does not have the trading and the manufacturing backup to bring about a unipolar world. Yuan has trading currency features, but it does not have reserve currency features at all. So they have also compromised to a multipolar, multi-currency world. Similarly, ruble does not have either the reserve currency feature nor the trading currency feature, but it is the richest country in terms of commodities on this planet. So when we are looking at a multi-currency world basket of international trade, post 2025 after the financial reset, my understanding is that a lot of invoicing and payments have already moved out of US dollar. The last part which needs to be moved out is the referencing for the valuation of the products or service. I believe that will be some measurement of some commodity. So say, for example, 1 barrel of crude oil is going to be some ounce of gold to make the invoice, something like that. So the kind of reset that I am looking at, the entire banking sector is going to collapse in the West in the coming months. Most of the major banks are going to be wrapped up. Then I see, obviously, that we know the IT sector has completely collapsed because of the de-dollarization process. The next would be the consulting and the investment sectors. After that, the question mark will be on the education sector, because the single country reserve currency world, which was led by the British colonialism, was nothing but a colonial agenda of finishing of entrepreneurship worldwide. So there's human trafficking from classroom to jobs that won't be able to sustain in a multi-currency world order. The entire services sector was born and pushed out of a single country reserve currency model of pound and dollar. So we are looking at a 400 years of colonial reversal, which means that the education sector will be questioned, that since there are no services sector jobs anymore, how do you plug people, humans, in for 15 long years in the four walls? So once that question mark comes, we are going to come back to the natural Sanatan economics model of family-led entrepreneurship, with which we gave 27% to the world GDP for 1800 years. So we are looking, the Prime Minister is looking at two kinds of reversal. One is a 400 years of reversal and another is 1,000 years of reversal. In the 400 years of reversal, we are getting back to the core sectors, which is manufacturing, farming, food processing, logistics, entrepreneurship, precious metals, defense and space. In 1,000 years of reversal, which I've already predicted, which is UAE is going to be the first Hindu country, Saudi Arabia is going to be a Jewish majority, and Iran is going to be a Christian majority. So the corridor that we are seeing right now, which is planned out from the Gujarat ports, the ships will be going just like it used to go 1,000 years back. The ships will be going to UAE. The UAE ports will be connected to Saudi Arabia via land route. Saudi Arabia is going to have completely Indian railways established across north, east, west, south, and the entire Chandravanshi routes of Saudi Arabia will be brought to picture worldwide. Those mandirs are going to be resurrected. You shouldn't be surprised if the Prime Minister is found doing Pran Pratishtha in a few years in Saudi Arabia. Once those railways and stuff is established in Saudi Arabia, the entire Hindu pilgrimage goes to Temple Mount, because Temple Mount is parallel to Kedarnath, just like the Mecca Medina is parallel to Somnath in Gujarat. So this entire decolonization wave of the Middle East has started, wherein if you have not noticed, in the G20 summit, there were only two people who were absent at the Gandhi Samadhi. One was MBS of Saudi Arabia and second was MBZ of UAE, right? So it is very clear they want to dig back their Chandravanshi roots, their ancient Bharatiya roots, de-radicalizing their society. And similar with the Israel, the Neom city of Saudi Arabia is, we are looking at a greater Israel concept over there in Saudi Arabia. Similarly, that trade will move to the Greece ports, and the Greece ports will be connecting to the European nations for trade. So two kinds of reversal. One is 1,000 years of reversal, where Ayodhya will be the central seat connecting the Mandir ecosystem seamlessly from Saudi Arabia to Laos, Cambodia on the other side. The first two corridor which I see is Mithila, Ayodhya and Lanka corridor. The next one would be something that we are seeing from Gujarat ports to UAE, Saudi Arabia, that side. And then there will be another connectivity from the Chennai-Vladivostok route to the Southeast Asia. So we are looking at in the Sanatan economics model, we are looking at a Mandir ecosystem that will seamlessly connect the greater Indian subcontinent from Saudi Arabia to Laos, Cambodia. So you shouldn't be surprised that there is an Akhand Bharat mural in the new parliament, and there is no separate central hall for the foreign leaders, because we believe that all these parts of the ancient Bharat, that was the magnificent Bharat that it was, all those foreign leaders are now supposed to come to the Lok Sabha and address and sit over there whenever those kind of decisions need to be made. So this parliament is not for Bharat alone. It is for the entire Bharatiya Upmahadweep, what we understand as the concept of Akhand Bharat. So that is what I see as a geopolitical long-term trend of de-dollarization with decolonization. Entire regional languages are coming back because the Western companies are already seeing that they are going to have a complete wealth wipeout in the financial reset that is coming in 2025. They are hurriedly listing in the gift city. They are literally on their knees asking the Prime Minister to accommodate somewhere in the Bharatiya economy. So don't be surprised if all these heads are meeting the Prime Minister. After meeting the Prime Minister, they go back, announce layoffs and vacate offices in the West. So be prepared. There will be attacks on NRIs within 2 to 3 years. I am seeing a big mass shooting. I can easily foretell. You already know that I predict so many things. So be alert because you're going to be attacked in the West. So one point of caution for the diaspora community. And do prepare for a kind of the financial reset that I was talking about, which means that the visa regimes are also going to flip. Okay, so be prepared for a homecoming if so be it, if that is what is required, right? So these are the kind of massive macro geoeconomics changes we are looking at, because about 180 nations will pull out from valuations across the Western assets. I'm expecting a massive capital trimming across the real estate and all the Western assets. So the next 24 months are very, very critical. What my understanding is, the banks are already dead in the West. They are just stretching the dead body until the elections. So once that happens, you will have a CBDC, that is digital dollar and digital pound. Chances of capital controls also being imposed if Bank of Japan takes some radical actions. So be prepared for that, because all the fiat dollar states, just as California is a tech capital, New York is a finance capital. Similarly, the tech and finance capitals worldwide is going to dilute. There is a regulated collapse going on, because my understanding is the deep state has selected Bharat as the next world power to be built. So be prepared for the dilution of all fiat dollar cities across the world in each and every country, be it Paris, be it Berlin, be it Toronto, be it London, be it California, be it New York, be it Canberra. Okay, so be alert for the changes that are coming in. There's a new boss in the world and he's riding the lion. So be prepared for it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shah. You have put some goose pimples on us as well with the warnings. But at the same time, your predictions, well, let's hope that they are not as dire as you say they are. But I certainly agree with you with regards to the financial reset. This financial reset has been going on for the past 2 or 3 years now. And only in recent months that majority of the banks or the major banks are turning back to converting to digitalization. Obviously, India has led the world in that particular respect, but the digitalization is not yet complete because they're only the major banks that are actually doing it. And you are absolutely right that there are going to be a number of banks that will collapse in the financial sector. There's no doubt about it. And there will be many, many closures as well. And this is going to bring a major change. Of course, Modiji's leadership at this crucial time is very, very important for us all. In fact, as the world leader, he will be guiding us to a better future, we hope. So thank you very much for an excellent speech on, or excellent talk on geopolitical situation that we are facing today.
Praveen bhai?
Yes.
Sorry, thank you very much, and sorry to interrupt you. Amazing, and I really like the insight into the decolonization. And thank you very much, Shaji. I've just been told by Meena Ben that she has to leave shortly, so she'll just sing a birthday song for Modiji before we go on to another amazing speaker. And I think we need a little bit of a breather before we go on to the next one, because that was amazing, Ankit. Thank you. All yours, Meena Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to sing this birthday song for Modiji. तुझसे कैसा नाता, कैसे ये दिल के रिश्ते, वो नन्हे से फरिश्ते, तुझसे कैसा नाता, कैसे ये दिल के रिश्ते, वो नन्हे से फरिश्ते. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. तुझे देखने को तरसे क्यों हर घड़ी निगाहें, तुझे देखने को तरसे क्यों हर घड़ी निगाहें, बेचैन से रहती है तेरे लिए ये बाहें. मुझे खुद पता नहीं है हमें तुमसे प्यार क्यों है, वो नन्हे से फरिश्ते, तुझसे कैसा नाता, कैसे ये दिल के रिश्ते, वो नन्हे से फरिश्ते. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. नाजुक सा फूल है तू किसी और के चमन का, नाजुक सा फूल है तू किसी और के चमन का, खुशबू से तेरी महके क्यों बाग हमारे मन का, हमारी जिंदगी में छाई तुझसे बहार क्यों है, वो नन्हे से फरिश्ते, तुझसे कैसा नाता, कैसे ये दिल के रिश्ते, वो नन्हे से फरिश्ते. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Meena Ben, and thank you for joining us today. Meena is always available at a short notice. I mean, not for everybody, but for us, as she always says. If only she could do it for everybody, that would be amazing. She's such a busy person. But thank you very much, Meena ji.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Joining in the celebration.
Thank you, Meena Ben.
Yeah. We have an amazing speaker now, and I'll pass it on to Praveen Bhai to introduce our next speaker. Yeah, Praveen Bhai, yes.
Thank you, Krishna Ben. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Bhuvan Lal, who is a very dear friend of mine as well. He is an author. He's the man who wrote the famous book on Subhash Chandra Bose, The Man India Missed the Most. If you haven't got it, I strongly recommend you get it from Amazon because it is available. Dr. Bhuvanlal has also written a number of other books as well. He is highly experienced in matters regarding Modiji, Sardar Patel, Subhash Chandra Bose, and many others. So without wasting any time, I would like Dr. Bhuvanlal to come online. Dr. Bhuvanlal.
Thank you, Praveenji. Very happy to be here, as I said. And Praveenji is my PR guy in London, so don't take everything very seriously what he says. He always just overextends his praise. It's an honor. It's always an enjoyable event which Krishna ji and you put together. And I was very happy to hear Lord Ranger. I mean, even after living most of his life in England, he speaks flawless Hindi, which is amazing, and he has no accent when he speaks English. So that's something very credible. And he has achieved a lot in this lifetime. Coming back to the subject at hand, we have had the unique pleasure of 9 years of a man being the Prime Minister of our country, and a very unusual person. Today I'm speaking to you from New Delhi. And New Delhi is the new capital of the world. I'm repeating. New Delhi is the new capital of the world because of this man. India, our motherland, is transiting to become a global power. Just a week ago, when G20 was held in India, I personally witnessed how the transformation took place. Every major leader of the world, except two, were in New Delhi. They attended the event. And on the first day of the event, they agreed on a joint declaration. And the two countries that were not present also agreed on that joint declaration. In fact, the foreign minister of Russia endorsed that joint declaration. Prime Minister Modi did the impossible. Very rarely do you get a person who can unite the world on multiple issues. Global South, recreating the Silk Road corridor between India, Middle East, and Europe, is not normal. It takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of leadership. On the eve of his birthday, we must understand that we are living in very unusual times. We have a Prime Minister who is an incredible networker. He can connect with almost every major leader around the world. He's an excellent speaker. He's been invited to speak at major conferences and events and congresses in the capitals of the world. His communication capabilities are unique. And he showcases India. Even in G20, he showcased India. Delhi was dressed like a bride. The city was transformed. The events took place in brand new buildings which had never been built before. They were brand new in the sense that all the facilities there were unique to India. They had never been seen in India before.
USP.
The whole system worked together to make this happen. He led from the front. And the image of all the leaders of the world standing together on that Sunday morning at Gandhiji's Samadhi will be an image which will be carried worldwide for years to come. That too has never happened before. Prime Minister Modi has led on multiple fronts. As a global leader, he has kept pace with everything, including the climate change issues, by bringing the Solar Alliance. He was the first Indian Prime Minister, and Lord Ranger mentioned this in his speech, that the Jewish community has never been persecuted. But it took Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, to be the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Israel. Before him, no other Prime Minister had ever visited Israel, officially or unofficially, I believe. He is also equally liked in the Middle East and UAE. The US-India relationship today is at its best. It's never been like this before. Right through from 1947 till 2023. India is also contributing to Quad, to BRICS. Chandrayaan's capability of reaching the moon has been applauded worldwide. Internet is the cheapest in the world in India. Indian economy is going to be in the top 3 economies on planet Earth. Even now, as we do this program and we do this event, millions of people are being provided food by the government of India. And when COVID happened, the pandemic came at a time when the world was not prepared. There was no vaccine. For 1 year, we were on a standstill mode. We didn't know where to go, what to do. India went forward. We not only produced our own vaccine, we vaccinated a population of almost nearly 1 billion people. Twice. And most of it free. And we didn't stop there. We took the vaccine worldwide. So many countries got vaccines from India. We are thinking of world as Vasudev Kutumbakam, one family. This is the future. And the team that he leads has incredible people. We have Dr. S. J. Shankar as a foreign minister. We have Mr. Ajit Doval as our national security advisor. Exceptional human beings as part of this team. The United Nations Security Council seat was offered to us many decades ago, but it was declined. That blunder, that mistake has to be rectified. India has to be part of the United Nations Security Council. Otherwise, United Nations Security Council has no meaning. In fact, United Nations will cease to have a meaning if that doesn't happen. Over 100 years ago, in Government College Lahore, a student walked up to his professor and asked him to present a lecture for the Students' Association he had formed. The lecturer came down and said he can't give a lecture, but he can sing a song he has composed. And he started singing that song. That song was Sare Jahan Se Achha Hindustan Hamara. That professor was Professor Iqbal and the student was Lala Hardayal. Many decades ago, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose became a global leader. Wherever he went, people respected him. Across Europe, in East Asia. And now, we have a man who's elected by the country in a democratic fashion, who's leading us. I hope the world realizes and does not miss the opportunity to present Prime Minister Narendra Modi the Nobel Peace Prize for the work that he has done in the past 9 years. I also want to add here, we Indians, because I'm the biographer of Subhash Chandra Bose, we Indians have a tendency to make personality cults out of people. We do them the great disservice. A lot of people have the pictures of great leaders in their homes, but they do exactly the opposite of what their leaders represent. Let's not make this mistake with Prime Minister Modi. Let's contribute to the efforts that he has made and work hard enough, just like he does, and make India a truly global world leader. Jai Hind. Thank you very much.
You're on mute, Praveen Bhai.
Well said, well said.
Thank you very much, Bhuvanji. Excellent talk. As we do not have CV Patel, is CV Patel around? I don't think he's logged in. He's probably having difficulties in joining in. I would like to invite Professor Rajput to say a few words.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Once again, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is my great honor and pleasure to be here on this wonderful occasion where we are talking about the best person of the entire world. And this is our respected Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. Because I am a staunch follower of this great personality. And I always believe and feel that whatever is happening, there's a complete turnaround is happening under his great leadership in the various segments. And we, as in pure Bharat people, Indian people, we should be ensuring that such type of the change should keep on happening. And we all should be a part of this great change, which is really required. We should be inculcating the great habits, which is very, very important. And we should be building the youngsters, because these youngsters are the future generation, not only for the India, for the entire world. Because we say that India is the most youngest country. Our 65% of the population is of youngsters. And that was the reason, sir. Last year, I took the thing and I am giving my talk to build the youngsters. I always say, I am a small person, but I am building my nation, which is very important, because building a nation to the youngsters is in giving the value system, which is very important, because we are very, very rich in the culture. We are very rich for the respect for the things. What not is there, because the foreigners, they have taken us from us. They are inculcating the thing, but it is not true. The actual truth is that we have given to the entire world, and we are going to become the Vishwaguru. So I fully resonate, and whenever there is a patriotism is there, I always be there to ensure that wherever I get an opportunity, I should inculcate the patriotism of India, of our Bharat, across the globe. And that's the reason that you can see my Bharat Mata flag also. My Bharat flag is there in the behind. So whenever I give my lecture in the across of the world, I always feel very proud that I'm an Indian and I'm giving this lecture to the foreign country person, whosoever it is, of the different state, different places and all. So that is all that is there in my heart, it is my mind, and it is in the blood as well. Sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Rajput. Beautifully put. And we all share your values and your goals in life. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
I would like to invite a couple of other people to say a few words. We have with us Mr. Vimal Odedra, who is the president of National Council of Gujarati Organizations. Mr. Odedra, if you are there, can you please come on? It seems as though he's not there.
He was there earlier. He was
Yeah,
there.
he was there, yes. Doesn't matter. In the meantime, I would like to invite Mr. Praveen Amin, Mr. Praveen Amin, who is the president of National Patidar Association in London. Mr. Amin, would you like to say a few words?
Oh, okay. You caught me surprised. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I must say that what a great man Narendra Bhai Modi is. First time I met him was in 1999. At that time, he was secretary of BJP, and electrifying speech that he gave in Wembley, uh, Wembley Hall, the Town Hall, and for 40 minutes, everybody was glued to his speech, and he kept on talking about his vision and his journey from north of India to south of India, east to west, and how he had to make sure that he had to keep safe because a lot of people were not with the idea that he had in mind. Several times he has also made sure that he was also telling us how he um, he was even not begging, I mean, not bhiksha, we can call it. Even he had lived that of life, and like a monk he had lived. And later on, I have met him several times, but his vision in Gujarat, the vibrant Gujarat that he created, and that also activated so much of trade and so much of a co-working. And smallest industry, even if you have a small industry, how to have about four buffaloes, four industry, he was promoting that because he knew that it has to be spread everywhere and has to be. So Narendra Modi definitely, and the world vision of the world he has, and he always thinks big. Once I went to Mahatma Mandir, and next day there was an event of Swarnim Gujarat. And I saw all the paving was undone, not everything not there. And that was about previous afternoon at 3 p.m. And Narendra Modi said, this will be done tomorrow morning. And when we went there at 10 a.m. in next morning, whole thing was finished. His vision is very big. Mahatma Mandir, if anybody knows, is a big conference center built in 18 months. And that time you could visualize the power of this man, what he thinks, and how much where he wants to go. Tomorrow, we are celebrating his birth anniversary, or sorry, not birthday, his birthday at Tooting. And about so far 175 people have booked. It's a round table with a dinner, and music group is the one we used to have in Battersea Town Hall for our Navaratri Garba since 1977. So you can imagine people are queued up to give him the respect that he deserves. All the best. Modi.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Praveen
you.
Bhai. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I can't help but noticing that a former classmate from my good old days in Sherwood College in Nainital is over here as well, Bhupendra Goyal. Bhupendra Bhai, I would like you to say a few words, please. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
So while we are waiting for Bhupendra Pai, we have got Raj Gambhir Pai, so he will be finishing off. Yeah.
Good.
Can I take 1 minute? Just 1 minute? With your due permission?
Yes, yes, yes.
Bhupendra Bhai, you are having problems in unmuting.
Sir,
We'll get you back in a moment.
I just take 1
Mr.
minute.
Raj Gambhir, come on in.
We talk about Sanatan Dharma, right? This is the book of 376 pages on Sanatan Dharma. It was published in 1960 from Benares. People, they talk about it, right? And this is the way that we talk about the Indian Sanatan Dharma, which is there about it. One. Second thing, when you said about it, I was feeling so happy. I was not able to control myself. This is about the magnificent Bharat. But we talk about anything and everything that is there in this book. About the astronaut suits 5,000 ago, Vara Mira, right? And how our astrologers were doing it. Just complete the history of the things are there in this particular book. Today we wear the high heel. The females, they wear the high heel. In this particular picture, you can see this is in Vijayawada, right? And on the sculptures in our ancient days, that it was there the high heel. You can see the high heel, the lady wearing in that. Right. So these are the beauty is there. That's why I kept the copy, because somebody asked about it. I have the proof of it, which I get it just 2-3 days back. It was come and then I took the print out of it. So it's a matter of pride that our respected Prime Minister is spreading. It is like a beautiful aroma which is getting spread. So when Ankit Bhai was talking about it, I was feeling so happy that, oh my God, what a great thing is going to happen. And again, I feel absolutely blessed that again, this is my 4th meeting where Bhuvan sir has called me. I don't want to miss his meeting because he is the epitome of so many things. He talked about the Hardyal ji, he talked about the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and lot many things I learned from it. So that inside the blood start boiling about it. That let us do something more, which is really required. So sorry, I came between, but I was not able to hold myself. That's the reason I came. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thanks for sharing that, because it's very informative and it's definitely goes a long way. I think we have got the last one is now obviously a song by Raj Gambhir and vote of thanks by our dear friend, Ankit. Sorry. So can we go over to Rajbhai? Rajbhai is a voice of Mukesh. He's very well known in the community, and you could see him on social media. He is amazing, and I'm glad that he has managed to join us. So Rajbhai Gambhir, all yours. Yeah.
Thank you. Firstly, so sorry because this is the first time I'm using this platform, so my camera would not work because I was on Zoom. So it's saying can't be on same camera on 2 devices anyway.
But you are here, so that's what
I'm here, and I think you got it wrong. I do sing Mukesh Sotdas songs, but I'm a fan of Rafi Sir.
Rafi Sir, sorry, my fault. Sorry. Yeah.
तो हमारे मोदी जी का बर्थडे कल है, तो उनका सबसे फेवरेट जो भजन है वो मैं आपके सामने पेश करूंगा. Here we go. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे. पर दुखे उपकार करे तोए मन अभिमान ना आने रे. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे. सकल लोक मां सौने वंदे निंदा न करे के नीरे. वाच काच मन निचर राखे धन धन जननी तेनी रे. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे. समदृष्टि ने तृष्णा त्यागी परस्त्री तेने मात रे.
जिह्वा थकी असत्य न बोले, पर धन न विचाले हाथ रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे, पीर पराई जाने रे। मोह माया व्यापे नहीं जेने, सच वैराग्य जना मन मारे। राम नाम सु आड़ी लागी, सकल तीरथ तेना तन मारे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे, पीर पराई जाने रे। मन लोभिने कपट रहित चे, काम क्रोध निवार्य रे। बड़े नरसयों तेनु दर्शन करता, भूल को तेरे तार्या रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे, पीर पराई जाने रे। पर दुखे उपकार करे तोए, मन अभिमान ना आने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे, पीर पराई जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कहिए, पीर पराई जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने रे कहिए।
Thank you very much. Oh, that was amazing. And we are going to end it shortly, but I think we have got.
Before we end,
yeah, Mr. Amlani has got his
yeah,
hand.
Mr. Amlani, yes.
What do you
Mr.
also
Amlani,
say? He had put his hand up.
unmute
Maybe-
yourself, please. You are having problems.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Wow. You're brilliant.
Joginder Sangha, WhatsApp audio.
That's a good message. It's really good. Thank you very much. And as we know, you are the other part of Indian ECTA and operate from India. So it's lovely to have you here. Okay, so I think thank you very much to everybody.
Krishnaben, Kaushik Bhai has come back online. He can speak now.
Yeah, okay. Kaushik Bhai, are you?
Allow
Oh,
him.
yes. Yeah, sorry. I didn't
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, so we'll give him 2 minutes. Yeah.
Go for it.
Hello. Am I on?
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you clearly.
Okay. Yeah, catching me out a bit. Yeah, good to hear everyone focused on things. I'm the oddball. The last since 1977, I've been focused on studying the makeup of this world. And 2006, I retired from my normal day-to-day business. I was able to do that, and I concentrated on solving a change in the world order on 2 points. First point, knocking out poverty, big tall order, and the other one, Mother Nature. I have been successful in mapping what we should do, and I'm an actuary and an ex-banker. I formulated that we can take out poverty within 4 to 8 years. That's not a tall order, but it involves grabbing the world's assets. I've been in Africa, and I have empowered about 45 million hectares of land. Okay. How does that happen? We live in a consumer society where the Western world today makeup is about 18% of the geographic population. Those who live in the West applaud the Western way of doing things, the education in indoctrination. People forget the common sense of the things they see in front of them. Not going too deep into it, there is, in the West, 67% of the population lives on some kind of benefit. 16% of the population in the West is below the poverty line. So when I say, what is the poverty line? I've studied this very carefully. The poverty in the UK, or I would say the West, is much harder than the poverty in India, or say Africa. Okay, because when you have $1 in your hand in Africa, it goes far. If you have $1 in your hand in the UK or America, what do you eat? There's no shelter. 9 months of the year is cold. Right? So we don't experience all those things. If you add those two items together, that gives us a consumer affordable, sorry, not affordable, there's a word for it. Affluent consumers is about 17% of the Western population. Amalgamate that into the global population of about 7.8 million, brings you 7.28% is the catch of the Western world, which rules us all. It's not a tall order. Okay, we have the solutions, and I'm working on it. But you can't speak about these things out in the wild. So anyway, thank you, Praveen Bhai. You're doing a good job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kaushik Bhai, for joining us and really sharing your thoughts. I think it's amazing when we think we know everything, but when you share and you talk about the percentage and all that, really highlights the difference it has made.
I've done 2 things. The Mother Nature depends on the cow.
Absolutely.
And if you study about Krishna, you can call him God, but he's not a God. He's actually giving you the entire demographics of how to hold Mother Nature. And these Brahmins have, sorry if there's a Brahmin here, but they've Disneyfied it. Okay, and the solutions do lie in the Krishna texts. Okay, so what I've done,
Thank you very much.
I think what we
can
will
continue
do.
with this conversation for a long, long time.
I know. So Kaushik Bhai, it would be good what we'll do is that next time we'll invite you and we'll have a longer time for you.
Longer
So we can all, because it's quite interesting and we
Very
really
much.
enjoy to learn more. And this is what this platform is about, sharing your thoughts. So today is actually a celebration of Modiji, and I thought like as a finale, we'll just have like some fun-loving song, Raj Bhai, to finish off. And let's go with the great moments of Modiji and the differences made to this world, you know. So a big round of applause to all the speakers and all of us, including me, for joining in actually. And obviously,
And don't forget,
Praveen Bhai and our
vote of
Indian.
thanks from Amit ji as well.
Yeah, he's
later,
going to come
after
now.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think we'll end with Raj Bhai, but let Amit come and give a special vote of thanks before we end, so then everybody can go with the great feeling. Yeah, Amit, all yours. Thank you. And also, obviously, a special thanks to Meena bin Trivedi for singing earlier on, with starting off with the prayers, and then obviously with Raj Bhai Gambhir, who would be doing the finale. Yeah. No worries. Thank you. Yeah. So thanks very much, Amit, for actually spending a lot of time in organizing this as well. So we now go to Raj Bhai. Raj Bhai, all yours, and let's live with lovely memories today.